Hi，我係陳老C，記得 subscribe、like 同埋 share 呢條片，唔該晒你啊！今集咧同大家去讀一本啦原汁原味嘅舊書，咁我會用中英對照嘅方式去讀嘅。咁呢本小冊子咧叫做《華盛頓的110條處世準則》。呢一本小冊子嘅原文咧其實係500年前寫嘅，所以咧你會發現哇，佢啲 grammar 咧好奇怪。其實佢並冇用一啲好艱深嘅生字，但係咧唔知點解你硬係覺得咧嗰啲 grammar 咧怪怪地嘅。睇完之後咧你要認真啲諗下，先至諗得明究竟佢講緊啲乜嘢。所以咧真係錄到我嘔電啊！咁我將佢咧用廣東話同埋英文對照嘅方式咧演繹俾大家聽。其實睇完呢一本小冊子啦，我自己嘅感悟都幾深嘅。雖然佢講嘅一啲基本嘅禮儀啊，其實都係一啲咧好常見嘅禮貌嚟嘅，但係我哋有時咧真係喺某一啲場合入邊咧會冇咁注意嘅。用佢得閒嚟提醒下自己咧，其實亦都係有好處嘅。而且用嚟去教小朋友啦，我覺得亦都係一個相當之好嘅工具嚟嘅。不過當然啦，時移世易，我哋可能有一啲規矩唔需要咁繁複嘅，亦都唔需要咁講究嘅。因為講緊500年之後嘅我哋，如果仲係用翻呢啲咁樣嘅標準去衡量我哋，的確係有啲傻，又或者的確係有一啲吹毛求疵嘅。但係我認為咧，呢一本書入邊所講嘅絕大部分嘅禮貌，都係我哋應該去做嘅，同埋應該保持嘅。雖然我哋而家冇咩機會成為貴族啊，成為總統，但我哋不妨亦都可以通過呢一本咁樣嘅小冊子，睇下第一位美國總統佢究竟係一個點樣嘅人，同埋佢有啲乜嘢禮儀係值得我哋學習嘅。佢係有啲乜嘢代入我哋個袋度？華盛頓佢摘抄嘅呢啲禮儀規則嘅來源啦，應該係源自弗蘭西斯霍金斯所翻譯嘅法國禮儀手冊嘅原始版本。而根據華盛頓摘抄嘅呢一本禮儀規則嘅手稿，好多歷史學家都認為佢嘅筆跡十分之整潔，推測其實喺佢14、15、16歲嘅時候啦，佢已經具有啦相當之良好嘅自我約束意識。而呢一份手稿啦，而家就保存喺美國國會嘅圖書館入面。貴族氣質從禮儀嘅細節開始，對美國第一任總統有益嘅嘢，對我哋一定亦都有益。作為維珍尼亞州嘅一個中學生，14歲嘅喬治華盛頓跨越咗佢邁向偉大嘅第一步。佢閱讀過16世紀基督教嘅嗰班牧師為年輕人所編寫嘅一套箴言，呢一套箴言深深咁吸引咗佢。佢喺入面精選咗110條人際交往同埋談話之中嘅禮儀規則，親手抄咗喺佢嘅筆記簿入邊，並且以此作為佢嘅行動準則。呢啲箴言出現喺16世紀晚期嘅法國，喺華盛頓時代十分之流行。華盛頓14歲嘅時候，就喺佢做功課嘅筆記簿入面抄低咗呢110條規則。好多人都認為呢啲咁樣嘅練習喺佢性格嘅發展入面具有不可磨滅嘅影響。由於華盛頓優秀嘅個人品格、非凡嘅影響力，同埋喺大家心目中對佢產生嘅英雄崇拜情結，好多人甚至認為係華盛頓本人創作咗呢啲箴言，或者話係華盛頓對佢哋進行咗匯編。啲人亦都好欣慰咁發現，華盛頓善於為其他人考慮，尊敬並且服從值得佢咁樣對待嘅人，熱愛自己同埋自己嘅語言，尊敬佢自己嘅創造者，亦即係上帝同埋父母。所有呢一切喺上流社會普遍流行嘅實際行為，以觀念嘅形式對華盛頓諄諄教誨。從華盛頓時代至今，作為正式出版物，110條禮儀規則究竟有幾多個版本，尚且冇人能夠作出精確嘅統計。但係佢嘅影響力就冇人能夠睇小。歷史學家查理布魯克社曾經講過，呢啲禮儀規則成為咗形成美國第一任總統嘅最早，亦都係最強大嘅力量。佢強烈反對將呢一啲格言視為純粹嘅禮儀。佢指出，呢啲禮儀規則試圖通過外在嘅禮儀而形成內在嘅氣質。布魯克社指出，就算呢啲規則經常喺細節上面顯得有啲奇怪，但係喺今日對佢哋嚟講仍然適用。佢哋通常會將我哋置入一個更加有雄心壯志嘅思維框架，而能夠間接咁影響我哋。所有西方世界嘅現代禮儀都源於貴族嘅做法。華盛頓喺致力於將美國人從宮廷嘅控制之下解放出嚟嘅同時，亦都接受咗呢一套禮儀體系。佢鼓勵年輕人抄寫呢110條禮儀規則，因為呢啲禮儀規則表明我哋應該尊重其他人，同時我哋自己亦都會因此而更加受到尊重。 華盛頓毫不懷疑，當呢啲體面嘅舉止行為擴展到全國嘅時候，我哋每個人都會覺得受到尊敬，因為禮儀彌補咗天性嘅不足，最後演變成一種近似真嘅美德嘅習慣。而今日我哋社會道德禮儀嘅缺失已經有目共睹。有一個學生嘅家長好焦慮咁話：我個女喺一間名校入邊讀書，我發現入面啲學生嘅成績真係冇說話講，但係大部分嘅學生都唔知道乜嘢係禮貌。我個女讀中4嘅時候，我去學校，佢隔籬台嘅同學唔好話嗌聲我，就連眼尾都冇睄下我，淨係自己顧自己，當我好似空氣咁。我明明就企咗喺佢身邊。約翰霍爾佢話：禮貌出自內心，佢嘅根源係內在嘅。但係如果禮貌嘅形式被取消，佢嘅精神實質亦都會隨之消失。我哋希望呢110條禮儀規則可以對年輕嘅一代起到一定嘅作用，能夠令到佢哋可以擁有高尚嘅言談舉止，而因此進一步影響佢哋嘅內心同埋行動。我哋相信咁樣嘅訓練，一對一個人嘅生命經驗、品德培養都非常重要，就如同呢啲規則當年對華盛頓嘅影響一樣。翻譯呢本書，正正就係我對呢個美好願望嘅一啲實際嘅努力。李超 George Washington's Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior in Company and Conversation 華盛頓禮儀規則，成就美國第一任總統嘅禮儀規則。By age 16, Washington has copied out by hand 110 rules of civility and decent behavior in company and conversation. They are based on a set of rules composed by French Jesuits in 1595. Presumably, they were copied out as part of an exercise in penmanship assigned by young Washington's schoolmaster. The first English translation of French rules appeared in 1640 and are ascribed to Francis Hawkins, the 12-year-old son of a doctor. Today's many, if not all of these rules, sound a little fussy, if not downright silly. It would be easy to dismiss them as outdated and appropriate to a time of powder rigs and quails, but they reflect a focus that is increasingly difficult to find. The rules have in common a focus on other people, rather than the narrow focus of our own self-interest that we find so prevalent today. Fussy or not, they represent more than just manners. They are the small sacrifices that we should all be willing to make for the good of all and the sake of living together. These rules proclaim our respect for others, and in turn give us the gift of self-respect and heightened self-esteem. Richard Brookhiser, in his book on Washington, wrote that all modern manners in the Western world were originally aristocratic. Courtesy meant behavior appropriate to a court. Chivalry comes from chevalier, a knight. Yet Washington was to dedicate himself to freeing America from court control. Could manners survive the operation? Without realizing it, the Jesuits who wrote them and the young men who copied them were outlining and absorbing a system of courtesy appropriate to equals and near equals. When the company for whom the decent behavior was to be performed expanded to the nation, Washington was ready. Parson Weems got this right when he wrote that it was no wonder everybody honors him who honors everybody. 喺16歲嘅時候，華盛頓就手抄咗111條喺相處同埋談話之中遵守嘅禮貌同埋體面行為嘅規則。佢哋係以1595年由法國耶穌會所組成嘅一套規則為基礎嘅。根據推測，呢啲字係校長要求年輕嘅華盛頓喺練書法嘅時候所抄錄落嚟嘅。最早嘅法文版翻譯係喺1640年，由一個12歲嘅小朋友所寫。呢個小朋友係醫生弗朗西斯霍金嘅仔。今日喺好多人嘅眼中，聽從呢啲規則唔係吹毛求疵，就係徹底嘅愚蠢。我哋好容易就會認為佢已經過時，淨係適合嗰個戴假髮同埋用羽毛筆嘅時代。不過佢哋所反映嘅就係我哋而家越嚟越難揾到嘅焦點。呢啲規則嘅共通點係關注其他人，而唔係今日我哋習以為常以自身嘅利益為先嘅狹隘觀點。佢哋所代表嘅唔單止係禮貌，無論你係唔係一個奄尖聲悶嘅人，呢啲都係我哋應該願意為咗所有人嘅利益同埋共同嘅生活而作出嘅小犧牲。呢啲規則表明咗我哋對他人嘅尊重， 調翻轉頭，亦都賦予咗我哋自尊同埋高度自尊嘅天賦。理查德布魯克喺佢嗰本曾經寫華盛頓嘅書入邊講過，喺西方世界，所有現代嘅禮儀都係源自於貴族嘅。禮貌係同宮廷相稱嘅行為，而騎士嘅風度就來源於騎士。不過，華盛頓致力於要將美國從貴族院嘅控制之下解放出嚟。咁獨立戰爭之後，呢啲禮儀仲可以生存咩？寫呢本書嘅耶穌會教士同埋抄寫呢啲書嘅後生仔，佢哋喺當時並冇意識到，佢哋就喺度勾勒同埋吸收緊一套適合於平等同埋接近平等嘅禮儀制度。將行為得體嘅相處擴展到整個國家嘅時候，華盛頓已經做好咗準備。帕森威姆斯覺得好啱，佢曾經講過，唔怪之得每一個人都尊敬嗰啲尊敬每一個人嘅人。Rule number 1: Every action done in company ought to be with some sign of respect to those who are present. 與他人相處嘅時候，言談舉止應該表現出對對方嘅尊敬。Rule number 2: When in company, put not your hands to any part of the body not usually discovered. 與他人相處嘅時候，唔好指手畫腳，手嘅位置要自然得體。Rule number 3: Show nothing to your friend that may affright him. 唔好整蠱你嘅朋友，避免佢哋受到驚嚇或者傷害。Rule number 4: In the presence of others, sing not to yourself with a humming noise, nor jump with your fingers or feet. 喺其他人面前，唔好旁若無人咁喺度哼歌，亦都唔好用手或者腳喺度打拍子。Rule number 5: If you cough, sneeze, sigh, or yawn, do it not loud but privately, and speak not in your yawning, but put your handkerchief or hand before your face and turn aside. 當你準備咳、打乞嗤、嘆氣或者打喊路嘅時候，要盡可能咁隱蔽一啲，千祈唔好搞好大嘅動靜出嚟。得體嘅做法係用手巾仔又或者係手擋住你嘅面部，並且轉向冇人嘅嗰邊。另外，亦都唔好一路打喊路，一路同人哋講說話。Rule number 6: Sleep not when others speak. Sit not when others stand. Speak not when you should hold your peace. Walk not on when others stop. 當其他人講說話嘅時候，唔好瞌眼瞓；當其他人企喺度嘅時候，唔好坐低；當應該保持安靜嘅時候，唔好講說話；當其他人停低嘅時候，唔好淨係掛住自己行。Rule number 7: Put not of your clothes in the presence of others, nor go out your chambers half-dressed. 唔好當住其他人嘅面前除衫，亦都唔好衣冠不整咁樣出門。Rule number 8: At play and at fire, it's good manners to give place to the last comer, and affect not to speak louder than ordinary. 喺遊戲又或者係圍爐嘅時候，要為後面先嚟嘅人主動讓位，並且唔好故意大呼小叫。Rule number 9: Spit not in the fire, nor stoop low before it. Neither put your hands into the flame to warm them, nor set your feet upon the fire, especially if there be meat before it. 唔好吐痰入壁爐入面，亦都唔好烏低身去靠近火堆，唔好將隻手伸到火苗入面取暖，唔好將隻腳晾喺壁爐上面，尤其是喺壁爐前面仲放住食物嘅時候。Rule number 10: When you sit down, keep your feet firm and even, without putting one on the other or crossing them. 當你坐低嘅時候，雙腳要平穩踏實，唔好搭埋兩隻腳，亦都唔好翹腳。Rule number 11: Shift not yourself in the sight of others, nor gnaw your nails. 唔好噏嚟噏去遮擋人哋嘅視線，亦都唔好咬自己嘅手指甲。Rule number 12: Shave not the head, feet, or legs. Wall not the eyes. Nip not one eyebrow higher than the other. Why not the mouth? And bedew no man's face with your spittle, by approaching too near him when you speak. 唔好搖頭晃腦，唔好揼腳摁腳，唔好眼仔碌碌反白眼，唔好將一邊嘅眉毛戚到比另一邊更加高，唔好藐嘴。喺同人控得好近嘅情況之下講說話，注意唔好將口水噴到對方塊面上面。Rule number 13: Kill not vermin as fleas. Lie stick and see in the sight of others. If you see any filth or thick spittle, Put your foot dexterously upon it. If it be upon the claws of your companions, put it off privately. And if it be upon your own claws, return thanks to him who puts it off. 唔好當住其他人嘅面前捉虱。如果見到地下上面有污漬或者係痰，要好靈巧咁用腳抹咗佢。如果見到同伴嘅衣物上面有污糟嘢，要不事聲張咁幫佢整走佢。如果發現有人幫你清除咗身上面嘅邋遢嘢，記得一定要多謝佢。The rule number 14. Turn not your back to others, especially in speaking. Jog not the table or desk on which another reads or writes. Lean not upon anyone. 對人講說話嘅時候，唔好背對住對方。其他人喺台上面讀書或者係寫字嘅時候，唔好去碰撞張台，亦都唔好倚靠喺上面。Rule number 15. Keep your nails clean and short. Also your hands and teeth clean, yet without showing any great concern for them. 指甲要乾淨，要剪短，手同埋牙齒亦都要保持清潔。不過唔好對呢啲事情表現出過度嘅關注。Rule number 16. Do not puff up the cheeks, loud not out the tongue, rub the hands or beard, thrust out the lips, or bite them, or keep the lips too open or too close. 唔好谷起泡腮，唔好伸脷，唔好捽手，唔好係咁摸啲鬍鬚，唔好反嘴唇，亦都唔好咬唇。注意個嘴唔好擘得太大，亦都唔好緊閉，要自然開合。Rule number 17. Be no flatterer. Neither play with any that delights not to be played with all. 唔好去拍馬屁，亦都唔好同嗰啲唔中意自己被開玩笑嘅人開玩笑。Rule number 18. Read no letters, books, or paper in company, but when there is a necessity for the doing of it, you must ask leave. Come not near the books or writing of another so as to read them, unless desire or give your opinion of them. And ask also not light when another is writing a letter. 喺社交場合唔好睇信、睇書或者睇報紙。如果真係有信要睇，要徵得其他人同意之後離開。喺其他人睇書或者寫嘢嘅時候，唔好控過去睇，除非被邀請或者係叫你發表意見嘅時候。其他人寫信嘅時候，未經同意，亦都唔好控埋去睇。Rule number 19. Let your countenance be pleasant, but in serious matters somewhat grave. 面部表情要令人愉快，不過喺嚴肅嘅場合，表情要莊重。Rule number 20. The gestures of the body must be suited to the discourse you are upon. 喺你演講嘅時候，身體嘅姿態、手勢都要與之匹配。Rule number 21. Reproach none for the infirmity of nature, nor delight to put them that have in mind thereof. 唔好去責備他人天生嘅缺點，亦都唔好因此而心中竊喜。Rule number 22. Show not yourself glad at the misfortune of another, though he were your enemy. 唔好對其他人嘅不幸幸災樂禍，就算佢係你嘅敵人。Rule number 23. When you see a crime punished, you may be inwardly pleased, but always show pity to the suffering offender. 當你見到一個罪犯受到懲處嘅時候，你當然會感到欣慰，但對於受到刑罰懲處嘅罪犯，應該存有憐憫之心。Rule number 24. Do not laugh too loud or too much at any public spectacle. 去睇公共表演或者展覽活動嘅時候，唔好肆無忌憚咁狂笑不止。Rule number 25. Superfluous compliments and all affectation of ceremony are to be avoided, yet where do they are not to be neglected. 禮節不可繁瑣，亦都唔可以喺必要嘅時候被忽視。Rule number 26. In pulling off your hat to persons of distinction, as noblemen, justices, churchmen, and see, make a reference, bowing more or less according to the custom of the better bred and quality of person. Amongst your equals expect not always that they should begin with you first, but to pull off the hat when there's no need to affectation. In the manner of saluting and resaluting in words, keep to the most usual custom. 見到貴族 法官、牧師等等有身份嘅人嘅時候，應該除帽致禮，以表示尊敬。鞠躬嘅時候，身體嘅彎曲度要遵從風俗習慣。對唔同身份嘅人各有不同。對同輩嘅人，唔好硬係期望對方會先向你行禮。不過喺唔需要行脫帽禮嘅時候除帽，就會顯得有啲做作。敬禮同埋答禮嘅用語，亦都要符合慣常嘅習俗。Rule number 27：Teach you manner to bid one more eminence than yourself. Be covered as well as not to do it to whom. Is do likewise he that makes too much haste to put on his hat does not well. Yet he ought to put it on at the first, or at most the second time of being asked. Now what is herein spoken of qualification in behavior in saluting, ought also to be observed in taking of place, and sitting down for the ceremonies without bounds in troublesome. 向比自己有身份嘅人致意嘅時候，唔除帽係冇禮貌嘅。仲有行脫帽禮唔可以太急，搞到對方嚟唔切戴翻好頂帽。行完禮之後，要俾對方戴帽先，最多要去到對方第二次邀請之後，先至可以戴翻自己頂帽。喺呢一度需要說明嘅係，按照禮儀嘅要求，喺典禮之中要揾好自己嘅座位再入座，唔按規定隨便亂坐係會令人討厭嘅。Rule number 28. If anyone comes to speak to you while you are sitting, stand up though he is your inferior, and when you present this, let it be to everyone according to his degree. 當你坐喺度嘅時候，如果某一個人過嚟同你講說話，你應該企起身，就算對方係你嘅下級。而當你為其他人引座嘅時候，應該根據佢嘅身份同埋地位。The rule number 29.When you meet one of the greater quality than yourself, stop and retire, especially if it be at the door or any straight place to give him way for him to pass. 當遇到比你身份高嘅人經過嘅時候，應該停低落嚟。如果係喺門口，應該退後一步。如果係直接面對面，應該讓路俾佢。The rule number 30. In walking at the highest place in most countries, seems to be on the right hand.Therefore place yourself on the left of him whom you desire to honor. But if three walk together, the mid place is the most honorable. The word is usually given to the most worthy if two walk together. 就大多數嘅國家嚟睇，右位係尊位，所以喺同一個人一齊行嘅時候，要將右邊嘅位置讓俾你應該尊重嘅人，自己就應該行喺左邊。如果係三人同行，應該將居中嘅位置留俾三個人入邊最尊敬嘅嗰位。如果係兩個人沿住埲牆行，咁就要俾同伴靠住埲牆，而自己就靠外。Rule number 31. If anyone far surpasses others, either in age, estate or merit yet, would give you place to a manner than himself in his own lodging, or elsewhere the one ought not to expect it.So he on the other part should not use much earnestness, nor offer it above once or twice. 一個人就算年紀比其他人大，或者地位功分比其他人高，亦都應該表現出謙讓有禮。無論係喺居家定還是係喺任何嘅地方，都唔應該有例外。當然，另外一方面，亦都唔可以表現出謙卑過濃，或者就係偶爾謙卑一下。Rule number 32. To one that is your equal,or not much inferior, you are to give the chief place in your lodging, and he to whose offer ought at the first to refuse it, but at the second to accept, though not without acknowledging his own unworthiness. 喺屋企入面接待同等身份或者係身份略低於自己嘅人，應該請佢坐上座；而被邀請嘅人應該首先客氣咁婉拒，第二次被邀請嘅時候就可以就座，冇必要表現出畏畏縮縮。Rule number 33.They that are in dignity or in office have in all places precedency, but whilst they are young, they ought to respect those that are their equals in birth or other qualities, though they have no public charge. 嗰啲身份高貴或者係擔任公職嘅人喺各種場合一般都係優先嘅，但係同一時間，如果佢哋後生，咁就應該尊敬嗰啲同佢哋嘅出身又或者係其他方面平等嘅人。就算後者並冇擔任任何嘅公職。Rule number 34. It's good manners to prefer them to whom we speak before ourselves, especially if they be above us, with whom in no short we ought to begin. 喺講話嘅時候，俾對方講先，特別係面對身份比我哋高貴嘅人，我哋絕對唔應該搶話。 咁樣先至係好嘅舉止。Rule number 35. Let your discoursements of business be short and comprehensive. 喺商業或者公務談話之中，你嘅講話應該係簡短同埋易於理解嘅。Rule number 36. Artificer and person of low degree are not to use many ceremonies to lords, or others of high degree but respect and highly honor them, and those of high degrees ought to treat them with affability and courtesy, without arrogance. 工人同埋身份低嘅人對待貴族或者係其他身份高嘅人，冇必要講究繁文縟節，但係應該表現出尊重同埋敬意。而身份高嘅人亦都係同樣嘅。佢哋喺對待身份低嘅人嘅時候，亦都應該和藹有禮，唔可以傲慢自大。Rule number 37. In speaking to men of quality, do not lean, nor look them full in the face, nor approach too near them, at least keep a full pace from them. 同有身份嘅人講說話，唔好側身，亦都唔好係咁望住對方塊面，唔好控得太埋，至少要保持一定嘅距離。Rule number 38. In visiting the sick, do not presently play the physician, if you be not knowing therein. 喺探望病人嘅時候，假如你並唔了解病情，就唔好馬上充當醫生嘅角色去談論病情。Rule number 39. In writing or speaking, give to every person his due title according to his degrees and the custom of the place. 喺寫信同埋談話嘅時候，要根據對方嘅身份同埋當地嘅習俗，給予對方一個佢適合嘅頭銜，又或者係尊稱。Rule number 40. Strive not with your superiors in argument, but always submit your judgment to others with modesty. 喺同上級意見唔一致嘅時候，唔好試圖爭辯獲勝，只需要虛心咁提出你嘅意見。Rule number 41. Undertake not to touch your equal in the art himself professes. It savors of arrogance. 喺朋友或者係同事嘅專業問題上面，唔好以指導老師自居，咁樣會令到你顯得好傲慢。Rule number 42. Let thy ceremonies in courtesy be proper to the dignity of his place with whom thou conversest for it. It's absurd to act the same with a clown and a prince. 應該根據交往對象嘅不同而保持適當嘅禮數。如果對鄉下人同埋王子採用同樣嘅禮節，就會顯得好可笑。Rule number 43. Do not express joy before one sick or in pain, for that contrary passion will aggravate his misery. 唔好喺病人或者係不幸嘅人面前表現出高興，因為咁樣只會加重對方嘅痛苦。Rule number 44. When a man does all he can, though it succeeds not well, blame not him that did it. 當一個人盡咗佢嘅所能，都未能做好某一件事嘅時候，唔好責備佢做咗嗰件事。Rule number 45. Begin to advise or reprehend anyone. Consider whether it ought to be in public or in private, presently, or at some other time in what term to do it, and in reproving show no sign or color, but do it with all sweetness and mildness. 喺提意見或者係責備某一個人嘅時候，要考慮係應該喺公開場合，還是係私底下入面，或者係換個時間再去做。咁樣嘅話，批評嘅時候就唔會帶住怒火，而係比較溫和同埋容易令人接受。Rule number 46. Take all admonitions thankfully in what time or place, so ever given but afterwards not be incapable take the time and place convenient to let him know it that gave them. 無論喺何時何地受到批評，都應該心存感激咁接受。不過如果自己冇錯，唔好當時就頂撞，事後揾一個便利嘅時間同埋地點向批評者解釋。Rule number 47. Mock not nor jest at anything of important break. No jest that are sharp biting, and if you deliver anything witty and pleasant, abstain from laughing the rest yourself. 唔好嘲笑人，亦都唔好喺重大嘅問題上面亂開玩笑，唔好開傷人嘅玩笑。如果你要就某事發表意見，就要顯示出富於機智同埋令人愉快，避免自己成為笑柄。Rule number 48. Wherein you reprove another, be unblameable yourself. For example, is more prevalent than pre-sex. 喺批評他人某一個毛病嘅時候，自己必須係冇嗰個毛病，因為身教重於言教。Rule number 49. Use no reproachful language against anyone, neither curse nor revile. 唔好使用譴責嘅語言對待他人，唔好詛咒，亦都唔好辱罵他人。Rule number 50. Be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any. 唔好輕易相信嗰啲詆毀他人嘅流言蜚語。Rule number 51. Wear nor your clothes, foul, wet or dusty, but see they be brushed once every day at least, and take heed that you approach not to any uncleanness. 衣着唔可以邋遢、破爛、骯髒，每日至少應該擦拭一次件衫，小心唔好接近任何唔潔淨嘅嘢。Rule number 52. In your apparel be modest, and endeavor to accommodate nature, rather than to procure admiration. Keep to the fashion of your equals, such as are civil and orderly, with respect to times and places. 衣着應該端莊大方，適合自己嘅氣質個性。與其追逐虛榮，寧可同自己同等嘅人保持風格一致，隨時隨地以斯文同埋整潔贏得尊重。Rule number 53. Run not in the streets, neither go too slowly, nor with mouth open. Go not shaking your arms. Kick not the earth with our feet. Go not upon the toes, nor in a dancing fashion. 喺街上面唔好亂跑，亦都唔好太慢吞吞，唔好戇居居咁擘大個嘴，唔好亂咁揈隻手，唔好翹起腳趾，亦都唔好一副手舞足蹈嘅樣貌。Rule number 54. Play not the peacock, looking everywhere about you, to see if you be well decked, if your shoes fit well, if your stockings sit neatly, and clothes handsomely. 唔好好似孔雀咁樣炫耀，處處看重自己嘅外表，睇下自己係唔係打扮得好靚，對鞋係唔係啱着，襪係唔係講究，件衫係唔係時髦。Rule number 55. Eat not in the streets, nor in the house out of season. 唔好喺條街上面食嘢，亦都唔好喺唔合時令嘅時候喺屋企入邊食。Rule number 56. Associate yourself with men of good quality, if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. 假如你珍惜自己嘅名譽，就結交品質好嘅人，同壞人交往，仲不如獨處。Rule number 57. In walking up and down in a house, only with one in company, if he be greater than yourself, at the first give him the right hand, and stop not till he does, and be not the first that turns. And when you do turn, let it be with your face towards him. If he be a man of great quality, walk not with him cheek by jaw, but somewhat behind him, but yet in such a manner that he may easily speak to you. 喺社交場合走動嘅時候，遇到比你身份高嘅人，最好單獨同佢喺一齊，先向佢伸出右手，直到佢亦都伸手，唔好首先擰轉身行開。當你要轉身嘅時候，要確保你塊面對住佢。如果佢係一個身份高嘅人，同佢一齊行嘅時候，唔好肩並肩，要適當咁後少少。喺咁樣嘅一種禮貌嘅方式入面，佢可以好隨意咁同你講說話。Rule number 58. Let your conversation be without malice or envy, for he is a sign of a tractable and commendable nature, and in all courses of passion admit reason to govern. 同人講說話嘅時候，唔好帶有惡意同埋妒忌。咁係一種溫順同埋值得讚揚嘅品性。喺所有嘅情緒容易激動嘅場合，要保持理智同埋冷靜。Rule number 59. Never express anything unbecoming, nor act against the rule moral before your inferiors. 喺職位或者身份比你低嘅人面前，永遠唔好表現出任何嘅失禮，亦都唔好違反道德準則。Rule number 60. Be not immodest in urging your friends to discover a secret. 唔好下流咁唆擺朋友去窺探他人嘅私隱。Rule number 61. Utter not base and faithless things amongst grave and learned men, nor very difficult questions or subjects. Amongst ignorance or things hard to be believed, staff not your discourse with sentences among your betters nor equals. 喺莊重同埋博學嘅人入面，唔好有低俗同埋輕佻嘅舉動。亦都唔好賣弄非常之艱澀困難嘅問題同埋話題。對於唔識又或者係難以確認嘅事情，唔好妄下結論。 無論喺長輩定還是係同輩嘅人中間都應該係咁。Rule number 62. Speak not of doleful things in a time of mirth or at the table. Speak not of melancholy things as deaths and wounds. And if others mention them, change. If you can the discourse tell not your dreams, but to your intimate friend. 唔好喺歡樂嘅時候或者喺飯台上面講傷心事，唔好講諸如死亡、傷病嘅事。假如其他人提及呢啲事情，如果你可以就改變呢啲話題，除非對親密嘅朋友，唔好講你發嘅夢。Rule number 63. A man ought not to value himself of his achievement or rare quality of wit, much less of his riches, virtue or kinship. 唔好誇耀自己嘅成就、才智，更加唔好炫耀自己嘅財富、美德或者出身。Rule number 64. Break not the jest when none take pleasure in mirth. Laugh not aloud, not at all without occasion. Divide no man's misfortune, though there seems to be some cause. 喺冇人有心情開玩笑嘅時候，唔好搞笑，笑聲唔好太大，亦都唔好不分場合，唔好嘲笑其他人嘅不幸，就算的確有可笑之處。Rule number 65. Speak not injurious words, neither in jest nor earnest. Scoff at none, although they give occasion. 唔好講刺傷人嘅說話，無論係開玩笑定還是認真講，亦都唔好嘲笑任何人，就算佢哋俾機會你咁樣做。Rule 66. Be not forward, but friendly and courteous. The first to salute, hear and answer, and be not pensive when it's a time to converse. 唔好剛愎自用，而要友善兼恭。首先要禮貌咁傾聽同埋回答。喺同人交談嘅時候，唔好獨自諗心事。Rule number 67. Detract not from others, neither be excessive in commanding. 唔好貶低其他人，亦都唔好過分抬舉其他人。Rule number 68. Go not thither, where you know not, whether you shall be welcome or not. Give not advice without being asked, and when desired to do it briefly. 唔好去你唔熟悉嘅社交場合，無論你喺嗰度將會受到係歡迎定還是係不受歡迎，冇被問到就唔好提出建議，如果想提就盡量簡短。Rule number 69. If two contend together, take not the part of either unconstrained, and be not obstinate in your own opinion. Instincts indifference be of the major side. 如果兩個人喺度爭執，唔好隨隨便便就介入某一方，喺無關緊要嘅事情上面，企喺大多數人嗰邊，唔好固執己見。Rule number 70. Reprehend not the imperfection of others, for that belongs to parents, masters, and superiors. 唔好責爛其他人嘅缺點，因為嗰啲係父母、師長、上司先至有權做嘅事。Rule number 71. Gaze not on the marks or blemishes of others, and ask not how they came. What you may speak in secret to your friend, deliver not before others. 唔好係咁望住人哋嘅疤痕或者瑕疵，亦都唔好刨根問底。朋友之間講嘅秘密，唔好透露俾其他人知。Rule number 72. Speak not in an unknown tongue in company, but in your own language, and that as those of quality, do and not as the vulgar. Sublime matters treat seriously. 同人交往唔好講其他人唔識嘅方言，同埋你嗰個圈子入邊嘅行話俚語。莊重嘅問題要莊重咁對待。Rule number 73. Think before you speak. Pronounce not imperfectly, nor bring out your words too hastily, but orderly and distinctly. 講說話之前要諗好先，發音要準確，語速唔好太快，要清晰有條理。Rule number 74. When another speaks, be attentive yourself, and disturb not the audience. If any hesitate in his words, help him not nor prompt him without desire. Interrupt him not, nor answer him till his speech be ended. 當其他人講說話嘅時候，要專心傾聽，唔好擾亂聽眾。如果佢嘅講話有所遲疑停頓，喺冇被請求嘅情況之下，唔好試圖去提醒佢，或者係做啲乜嘢幫助。唔好中斷佢嘅講話，亦都唔好當即答辯，直到佢嘅講話結束。Rule number 75. in the midst of discourse, as not of what one cheateth. But if you proceed any stop because of your coming, you may well entreat him gently to proceed. If a person of quality comes in while you're conversing, it's handsome to repeat what was said before. 喺其他人喺度傾偈嘅時候，你不請自來，而你察覺到由於你嘅出現，令到談話停止咗，你可以表示歉意，有禮貌咁請講說話嘅人繼續。當一個有身份嘅人喺你講說話嘅時候嚟到，你應該向佢重複一下你先前所講嘅說話，咁係有教養嘅表現。Rule number 76. While you are talking, point not with your finger at him of whom you discourse, nor approach too near him to whom you talk, especially to his face. 當你講說話嘅時候，唔好用手指指住嗰個你提及嘅人，亦都唔好太過靠近嗰個人，尤其是喺佢塊面。Rule number 77. Treat with men at fit time about business and whisper, not in the company of others. 要喺適合嘅時間嚟去同人談論公事，喺其他人面前唔好細細聲咬耳仔。Rule number 78. Make no comparisons, and if any of the company be commended for any brave art of virtue, commend not another for the same. 評價人嘅時候唔好亂比較，當某人由於勇敢嘅品德而受到讚揚嘅時候，唔好攞佢同其他人比較。Rule number 79. Be not apt to relate news, if you know not the truth thereof. In discoursing of things you have heard, name not your author, always a secret discover not. 當你唔知道事情嘅真相嘅時候，唔好自作聰明咁發表新聞。喺談論你聽到嘅某件事嘅時候，最早版本嘅作者既然唔係你，咁作者嘅姓名就永遠係一個好難發現嘅秘密。Rule number 80. Be not tedious in discourse or in reading, unless you find the company pleased therein. 喺演講或者宣讀嘅時候，切忌冗長乏味，除非你發現大家樂於傾聽。Rule number 81. Be not curious to know the affairs of others, neither approach those that speak in private. 唔好對他人嘅私事存有好奇心，亦都唔好介入其他人嘅私人談話。Rule number 82. Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise. 唔好承諾你做唔到嘅事，不過一旦承諾就要守信。Rule number 83. When you deliver matter, do it without passion and with discretion. However, mean the person be you do it to. 當你確定要做某件事嘅時候，唔好感情用事，要運用判斷力。另一方面，做人亦都應該係咁。Rule number 84. When you superior talk to anybody, hearken not either speak nor laugh. 當你嘅上司同人講說話嘅時候，唔好控制耳仔過去聽，亦都唔好插嘴，更加唔好笑。Rule number 85. In company of these of higher quality than yourself, speak not till you are asked a question, then stand upright, put off your hat, and answer in a few words. 喺同身份比你高嘅人一齊嘅時候，唔好隨便講說話，直到你被邀請。呢個時候，你應該企直身體，除低頂帽，並且用簡短嘅說話回答。Rule number 86. In disputes, be not so desired to overcome as not to give liberty to each one to deliver his opinion and submit to the judgment of the major part, especially if they are the judges of the dispute. 喺爭論之中，唔好過於渴望能夠說服每一個人，同一時間亦都唔好任由每一個人隨便發表自己嘅睇法，要順從大多數人嘅意見，尤其是當佢哋係爭論之中嘅批判者嘅時候。Rule number 87. Let thy carriage be such as becomes a man grave settled and attentive to that which is spoken. Contradict not at every turn what others say. 喺傾聽其他人講說話嘅時候，你應該表現得認真同埋專注，唔好成日同其他人唱反調。Rule number 88. Be not tedious in discourse. Make not many digressions, nor repeat often the same manner of discourse. 講說話嘅時候，要避免單調乏味，避免經常跑題，亦都要避免成日重複同樣嘅講話方式。Rule number 89. Speak not evil of the absent, for it is unjust. 唔好講唔在場嘅人嘅壞話，因為咁樣唔公平。Rule number 90. Be instead at meat scratch, not either speak cough or blows your nose, except there's a necessity for it. 食飯嘅時候唔好拗痕，亦都唔好吐口水、咳，或者控個鼻係咁去索，除咗你的確有必要去聞下。Rule number 91. Make no show of taking great delight in your victuals. Feed not with greediness. Cut your bread with a knife. Lean not on your table, neither find fault with what you eat. 食飯嘅時候唔好表現出過分興高采烈，唔好為食用餐刀切麵包，唔好靠近飯台，亦都唔好對你食嘅嘢奄尖聲悶。Rule 92. Take no salt or cut bread with your knife greasy. 同人一齊進餐嘅時候，唔好攞走啲鹽，亦都唔好用你有油污嘅刀切麵包。Rule number 93. Entertaining anyone at the table, it is decent to present him with meat. Undertake not to help others undesired by the master. 款待人用餐要令到佢食得飽，咁先至係得體嘅。但係唔好擅自去款待嗰啲主人唔歡迎嘅人。Rule 94. If you soak bread in the sauce, let it be no more than what you put in your mouth at a time, and blow not your breath at table, but stay till cools of itself. 如果你每次都將啲麵包浸喺啲湯入面，咁不如直接將佢放入你嘅嘴度。如果啲肉湯太熱，唔好去吹，而係要等佢自己慢慢攤凍。Rule number 95. Put not your meat to your mouth with your knife in your hand, neither spit forth the stones of any fruit pie upon a dish, nor cast anything under the table. 唔好用把刀吉麵包放入個嘴度，亦都唔好喺個碟入面亂吐嗰啲生果批嘅核，亦都唔好亂掉嘢落台底。Rule number 96. It's becoming to stoop much to one's meat. Keep your fingers clean, and when found wipe them on a corner of your table napkin. 喺食物上面太過埋頭苦幹係不雅嘅，保持你手指乾淨。如果邋遢咗，就用你嗰邊嘅餐台布抹返乾淨。Rule number 97. Put not another bit into your mouth till the former be swallowed. Let not your morsel be too big for the jaws. 喺完全吞一啖食物落肚之前，唔好再加一啖。每一啖食物都唔好太多，唔好狼吞虎咽。Rule number 98. Drink not nor talk with your mouth full, neither gaze about you while you are drinking. 講說話嘅時候唔好飲水或者飲嘢，唔好喺嘴入邊有嘢嘅時候講說話。當你飲嘢嘅時候，唔好四周圍望。Rule number 99. Drink not too leisurely, nor yet too hastily. Before and after drinking, wipe your lips. Breathe not then, or ever with too great a noise, for it is uncivil. 飲嘢唔好太慢，亦都唔好太急。飲之前同埋之後要抹一抹嘴。任何時候喘氣聲都唔好太大，因為咁樣係不雅嘅。Rule number 100. Cleanse not your teeth with the table coarse napkin, fork or knife, but if others do it, let it be done without a pit to them. 唔好用台布、餐巾去抹你啲牙，或者用叉、餐刀去撩牙。如果有人撩牙，妥善嘅做法係準備好牙籤。Rule number 101. Rinse not your mouth in the presence of others. 唔好當住其他人面前啷口。Rule number 102. It's out of use to call upon the company often to eat, nor need you drink to others every time you drink. 唔好成日叫人食嘢，亦都唔好喺你每次飲酒嘅時候，亦都勸人哋飲酒。Rule number 103. In the company of your betters, be not longer in eating than they are. Lay not your arms but only your hands upon the table. 喺同長輩一齊食飯嘅時候，唔好俾佢哋食得更長時間。可以將手放喺餐台上面，但係唔好將手臂晾喺餐台上面。Rule number 104. It belongs to the chiefest in company to unfold his napkin and fall to meat first, But he ought then to begin in time, and to dispatch with dexterity that the slow wit may have time allowed him. 喺就餐嘅時候，只有上席嘅人先至有權首先打開餐巾開始用餐。不過佢應該及時開始，並且注意要令到嗰啲食飯比較慢嘅人都有時間食得完。Rule number 105: Be not angry at the table, whatever happens, and if you have reason to be so, show it not. Put on a cheerful countenance, especially if there be strangers, for good humor makes one dish of meat a feast. 喺餐桌上面，無論發生乜嘢都唔可以嬲。假如你真係有原因嬲，亦都唔好表現出嚟，而係要表現出高興嘅神情。尤其是係有陌生人在場嘅時候，因為好心情係宴席上面最好嘅一道菜。Rule number 106: Set not yourself at the upper of the table, but if it be your due, or that the master of the house will have it so, contend not, lest you should trouble the company. 入座嘅時候唔好坐喺餐台嘅上席，不過如果有必要坐，或者主人邀請你，唔好推讓，費事令到其他人尷尬。Rule 107: If others talk at the table, be attentive, but talk not with meat in your mouth. 當其他人喺餐台上面講說話嘅時候，要表現出關注。不過如果口入面有食物，就唔好講說話。Rule number 108: When you speak of God or His attributes, let it be seriously and with reverence. Honor and obey your natural parents, although they be poor. 當你談論到上帝或者佢嘅品質嘅時候，態度要嚴肅，滿懷敬意，尊重同埋孝順你嘅父母，就算佢哋係窮人。The rule number 109: Let your recreations be manful, not sinful. 消遣娛樂應該係健康向上嘅，而唔應該係低級邪惡嘅。Rule number 110: Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. 努力令到被稱為良知嘅聖火喺你嘅心中熊熊燃燒。全書完。如果你覺得本集嘅資訊幫到你嘅話咧，記得 subscribe 呢個 channel、like 同埋 share 呢條片，撳著個鐘仔佢，加入會員頻道或者使用超級感謝贊助一下我嘅製作。我係陳老C，話唔定我哋聽日會再見，拜拜。